Hi everybody, welcome to TSL. This week a lot of you guys are starting school. I know, it's unfortunate. Maybe you've already started school. But what I wanted to do is give you a couple tips and life hacks to help with school. My first tip is a little bit like the last time I did a life hack video, and that's to use your smartphone for school. But I mean something very specific this time, and that's get your school email on your phone. Now, some of you might be thinking, I already do that. That's kind of the only way I check my emails. But you'd be surprised that a lot of the students who say that their school email is not on their phone and they don't know how to get it on their phone. So what that means is that the only time you're checking maybe an update from your teacher or something to do with the class online or just some information from your school is when you're going and logging on to your computer and accessing your email that way. For a lot of you guys, that's kind of inconvenient because you use your phones all the time. So the reality is there might be a couple extra steps to getting your school email on your phone, but I'm pretty confident that with a little bit extra time, you can figure it out, and then you'll be able to get notifications from your school and different things sent to your school email address easily and automatically. The next few things are kind of like advice that I have for you guys in school. The first thing I have is to tell you is to remember to always be asking questions. So for me in school, I like to ask questions because for me, learning equals understanding. And if I wanted to understand something that I didn't understand, even though the teacher was teaching it, I'd have to ask questions. I'd have to ask the teacher to clarify. And I know that can be kind of uncomfortable because maybe you're the only person in your class, raising your hand and asking a question and asking them to explain something. And maybe you're hesitant to do that because you're afraid what others will think about you. But don't worry about that. It's more important that you understand what you're trying to learn at school, and so that means you have to ask a few more questions, then don't be afraid to do that. The next thing I have is to remember to pick the right group of friends at school. I know this can be really hard because a lot of you guys already have your close friends, and some of you guys have made decisions for Christ and you're involved in youth program and you're still involved in some of the friends that you had before you're a Christian, and that's great. It's always good to remember. I always remind you to influence your friends to make a difference. But there's be times in school when you have the opportunity to hang out with a certain type of people, a group of people who aren't necessarily the best influence. And at times it's okay. That's a good thing to do when you're trying to influence them for God and be a positive example for them. But sometimes if you don't have the ability to do that and the strength to do that, then it's better not to spend time with them. And the last thing is maybe it seems obvious, but I know it's really difficult, and that's to not cheat. Now, how is this a life hack for school, right? Aren't life hacks supposed to mean that you kind of hack things at school and you hack life and make things easier? But the reality is that cheating is like lying. I mean, you guys, to be honest, you guys know that copying your friend's homework at school before class and turn it in, saying you did that work, but you really didn't. And I know this is really hard because sometimes you just want to help someone and say, hey, I didn't get these last two questions or any of the questions in my homework, can I just copy yours real quick? And it just seems like you're doing someone a favor, and maybe that's you asking for help. But in reality, that's cheating, and that's saying that some work is yours when it's really not. So try to make sure to turn in what is only yours, and as always, be different. Hey, remember, the first day of school is just one day closer to the last day of school, which kind of makes it better than the last day of summer.
One.